Okay, so let's say you're having some Bluetooth problems with your computer. This is how to assess it. First of all, make sure your computer comes in with Bluetooth. Basically, if your Bluetooth isn't working, then this is what you need to do. First of all, I don't know how to connect using Bluetooth on Windows 10. So if your computer supports Windows 11 and you want to update it, then update it. Then open up settings and go to the Bluetooth thing. And if it clicks add device, if it's like this, if it's little like this thing right here, like a little bar that says add device, and you click on it and it doesn't add the device, then most likely you don't have Bluetooth. A good way to make sure this is to search up troubleshooters and click other troubleshooters, and then click on the Bluetooth one. It'll see if your computer has Bluetooth, and it'll tell you if you do it or not. Then let's move on. Let's say you do have Bluetooth, but it's not working. First of all, search up troubleshooters in the settings and click on other troubleshooters, and then when it has a Bluetooth thing, click run. It'll try to detect any problems of Bluetooth, right? And if it says, oh, we detected an issue and it's this, get a little bit more details on it, take screenshots of it, and then click, and when it asks, did we fix your problem, click yes and restart your PC or computer. And it should be working. And if that isn't working, then open up Terminal as administrator and type in sfc/scan. Now it will scan for any corrupt files, so maybe there might be a corrupt file that's causing Bluetooth not to work. And then once that's finished, once the scan is finished, even if it says we didn't find anything, I would still restart it. Also, make sure your computer is up to date, but if you want to make sure it is, just go to settings and click software updates and click scan. If it sees any updates, install them. If you get an update error code, just go to my video that tells you how to fix update errors. Right, but if it doesn't, then you're finished. Then you're thinking you might be finished, you're not. Click on advanced options, click optional updates, and install all the ones available. Right? It could be malware remover tools, driver tools, and stuff like that, right? And things that might help, some things that might not be working start to work. And then, once all successfully installed and you've restarted, restart again. And boom. Right? And let's say your Windows computer doesn't have Bluetooth, but you got a USB drive for it. I have a ACS Bluetooth adapter driver, right? Because before I already have a regular PC that can play games at like good settings, right? Right. It's just that I have to hide it, because sometimes my cousins come over and then my mom only tells me like 5 minutes before, like minute mom, like minute. So yeah, right. So yeah, I have to hide it when I'm not using it. It's the whole thing, but I can deal with it. Okay, let's say you plug it in, and there might be an update available. To make sure, go to software updates, click scan, install all at once, and then go to advanced options, and then optional updates. And then install all of them. You should find one that says ECS Bluetooth driver or like a Bluetooth thing, and boom, install all of them just to make sure. And once they're all successfully installed and you restart it for all of them, restart again. And let's say you do that, but it's still not working, then go into settings and search up troubleshooters. Click other troubleshooters and then click on the Bluetooth one. If it gives you any problems about Bluetooth and it says, did we fix this problem, click yes and restart your computer. Right? It also works for a Chromebook. I'm kind of in a bad situation with it. This is a school Chromebook. It is super slow, right? Right, I used to have music class, right? And whenever I would make music, I would need to connect my headphones, right? Because if everyone just played their music out loud, it would be too noisy and might go to other classrooms and stuff. So we needed headphones. But the thing is, my headphone jack didn't work, because I'll show you. You know the little things right here? The things right here? You see it? It's like little rubby, grippy things right there. Some of that got in my headphone jack. I recently got it out, right? So I couldn't use that. And my Bluetooth just wasn't working whenever I would connect my headphones. Headphones, right? And there were AirPods too, so I was thinking maybe that's why they didn't work. I would just connect and then disconnect. I even made sure I worked with my phone and they were fully charged. And I even made sure they were real to make sure your AirPods are real. Either get the serial number off of, the AirPods case, or like when you're connected to it, just click the blue thing and copy the serial number. Or if it's in your iCloud account, you can just copy the serial number from there, and then go and then search up check coverage Apple, and then go to the official Apple check coverage. Basically, this will tell you is once you enter the serial number for your Apple product, and then you complete a verification saying that, oh yeah, you're not a robot, Apple will scan all the databases to make sure to see if there's a product that matches that serial number, right? And if it is, it'll tell you how much more AppleCare has on it. So if it does tell you it, right, then first of all, compare the information. If you have an AirPods Pro and you put the serial number in, it says you have an AirPods first generations, then they're most likely fake. But if you have AirPods Pro 2 or the regular AirPods Pro, AirPods third gens, and it says, like let's say if you have AirPods Pro, you put the serial number in there and it says the AirPods Pro, then you're good, okay? So yeah, right? And also, if it doesn't, try it again a couple more times, and then I would even order the official Apple support app, and then do that, right? But right, and if it doesn't work, then you're out of luck. Your headphones are probably fake. But I put mine in there, and it said, oh yeah, these are AirPods third generations. And also, if your AirPods are fake, it'll say, oh yeah, we're gonna recognize these headphones as AirPods, but you can still connect them via Bluetooth. Mine never said that, right? And they were fully charged too. I searched it up, and it's actually because it's not up to date, right? Basically, our school Chromebooks, they blocked settings. I've even searched up how to get in the settings when it is blocked, and any way I have seen to do it, it won't work. And it's not like I can just fresh install it, because if I do, the school will get me in trouble, right? And I can't, right? And they rarely let us update it. The only time they let us update it is when, for some reason, for security issues, whenever you would close the lid on your Chromebook, it would power off. And they said, oh yeah, on Wednesday it'll stop. It didn't. Next week is when they gave us an update that when you update it, right, it would say, oh yeah, Chrome OS says there's an update available. You would click restart for update, and then when you would close it, it wouldn't shut it down, right? So you can't manually update it, right? And I think Google said that the many reasons that could be is because Chrome OS isn't up to date to me, right? So just go into settings and check for an update. If there is one, install it, right? Right, and then your headphones should work, right? And also, it also might be because it's an older Chromebook. Basically, in ELA class, yesterday, it was the day before Christmas break. So, right, and I already finished my essay, but there's a long line being made, right, at the back of, and it was just made out of desks, and kids would just sit there. So I sat there too, right? And I got one of the kids to connect my headphones to their Chromebook, and it successfully connected, and it didn't disconnect, which means either they have a newer version of Chrome OS, which actually lets Bluetooth work, or mine is just unsupported. Okay, so yeah. So if your Bluetooth isn't working on your Windows computer, first of all, make sure it has Bluetooth by clicking Add Device, and if it doesn't connect, then search up Troubleshooter, and then click Other Troubleshooters, and then click Bluetooth, and click Run. It'll tell you if you do or do not have Bluetooth. If you do have Bluetooth, it'll continue the scan and see if there's anything wrong. If you don't, it'll tell you. Okay. And if you don't have one, then just search up a Bluetooth driver, right? The one I recommend is an ACS Bluetooth 2.0 driver, really good, right? Right, and once you do get the Bluetooth driver and it's plugged in, go to settings, software updates, and click scan for updates, install all the ones, and then go to optional updates or advanced options, and then click optional updates and install all the ones. And once you're finished, there should be a one for Bluetooth driver. So yeah, that should fix it. Oh, but why would I need to install the other updates? Well, they do have, well, the other updates are malware remover tools that'll make Microsoft Security get rid of viruses better and faster. And it's driver updates, which will, you know, make your computer faster, right? Right. And even if you do, if you do have Bluetooth and it detects an issue, then click and get more details on it, take a screenshot of it, and then when it asks, did we fix your problem, click yes and restart your system. If you have a Bluetooth driver and it's plugged in but it's still not working, and you install all the updates and optional updates, then run that Bluetooth troubleshooter by searching up in settings, searching up in settings troubleshooters and troubleshooter, and then clicking on the troubleshooters, and then click on the Bluetooth on run. And then once it detects a problem, get more information on it by taking a screenshot. And when it asks, did we fix this problem, click yes and restart. And also a great way to improve your CPU time is by pressing down shift. Basically on Windows 10 and 11, there's this a feature called fast boot, where application will stay open in the background for like maybe 20 minutes. Right, so then that way, if you accidentally restart it, you can boot it back up, and you don't have any of the right, and you don't lose anything. But also, right, it allows applications to open up faster, right? But what that also means is that when your computer opens up, it slows down heavily. So if you don't want that feature, when you're shutting off your computer, hold down shift and continue holding down shift until the screen goes black, and then let go and close your computer or PC. If you're right, boom, right. So that way, the next time you boot it up, those applications won't be open in the background. And also, a good way to make sure what happens is that when your PC boots up, certain applications can automatically open, which will slow down your PC. So just search up what Windows you have, right? Figure that out. You can, right? It's actually really easy. If you're on Windows 11, it looks a lot nicer. You know, the bottom part, it has a Windows thing it has a Windows icon, a search icon, and then apps, right? But it's also rounded, right? And all, right? And the setting menu is also different. It's hard to explain, but yeah, boom, there you go, right? Right, but yeah, right? And also, if that doesn't help, then just read the instruction manual that came with it. And if you can't find it, then figure out what Bluetooth driver it is, and then search up a tutorial on YouTube or find a tutorial. Right? So, is there anything else? Oh yeah, also, Microsoft Security is actually really good. Even if people on the internet say Microsoft Security is bad, it's actually really good. My dad's computer that my dad bought a Bluetooth drive for. Well, basically, when I opened Microsoft Security, said that there was a scan due, and it was insanely slow. So once it scanned and it detected a virus, I clicked take action, and once the virus was gone, I did a full scan, actually 2 to 3 more full scans, and then 4 more quick scans, and then once it said it detected nothing, I restarted the system, and then boom, it was insanely faster. So yeah, boom. So first of all, if your Bluetooth isn't working, make sure you even have Bluetooth by searching up troubleshooters, clicking other troubleshooters, then click on the Bluetooth one. If it tells you don't have Bluetooth, then you need to buy an adapter. The one I recommend is an ACS Bluetooth driver. It works on Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, and also 11. Even though on the packaging it doesn't say that, it does, right? And let's say you do have Bluetooth, and it detects a problem, and it asks, did we fix this problem, click yes and restart your computer. If your computer doesn't have Bluetooth and you buy an adapter, and it's not working, then go into settings, software updates, click scan, install all those updates, restart if you need to, and then click on advanced options and optional updates, or optional updates and optional updates again. Then install all those ones, the driver updates, malware remover tools, and Bluetooth drivers. Then once they're installed and all, and you restarted them, you restarted it, right? Then search up other, and then search up troubleshoot and click other troubleshoot and click the Bluetooth one. If it detects a problem, click, and it asks, did we fix it? Click yes, then restart your computer. And also do a scan in Microsoft Security. Just open up Microsoft Security and do a quick scan. Right, if it detects a virus, click take action, and then do a full scan. Do the and switch between those two for like 5 more times, and then boom, restart your system. And then try and if it does detect a virus, then try updating it again. Searching for updates and optional updates, and then run the Bluetooth driver again. And also the virus may have corrupted some files, which may be preventing Bluetooth. So to fix this, type in CMD or terminal, and then click run as administrator, click yes, and then type in SFC /scan now, click enter, and it'll scan your entire system for any corrupt files. And if it does detect any, it'll try its very best to fix it. And then once the scan is finished, and it says, oh yeah, we detected them and we fixed them all, or there were no detected ones, and then either type in exit and then hit enter or return, or just click the X and restart your system. And then check for updates and optional updates, and then run the Bluetooth driver, right? Right, but let's say your computer does have Bluetooth and you did the scan and it says you do have Bluetooth, but it also discovered a problem, right? And you restarted and it's still not working, and you even did a Microsoft Security scan and you did it again, and you then open up terminal and then do that command SFC /scan now and hit enter, and then it'll scan your entire system for any corrupt files, and then click X or type in X and click enter or return, and then restart your system again, right? If that doesn't help, then find what model it is. The computer my dad had was a Toshiba L775 or LL775, one of those, right? It was a big bulky Toshiba computer, right? It was like all comes with an HDMI port. I remember it had a sticker, right, like a big sticker like this, right, and then 2 little stickers right here and a big sticker right here. I can give you an image of what it would look like. Imagine this Chromebook right here, but a lot bigger. Right here was a big sticker saying, oh yeah, here's what it comes in with, Bluetooth driver and all that. And then he had 2 Bluetooth stickers, and then something right here saying Skype comes in bundled or something. Right, so get the exact model of your computer and then search up on the internet if it does have Bluetooth, right? And if it does or doesn't, and you've done all this, then just take it to a repair shop or get a new computer. So yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you want to know the minimum, actually never mind, I was going to tell you the minimum system requirements, but this video is already too long, and this video might cut out unexpectedly because my phone will probably say, oh, not enough storage, so I'll just delete this video and then do that video. Oh yeah, and you also might be asking, oh, how come you haven't been posting? Well, first of all, this is what happened. A couple of weeks ago, a while ago, a kid told me the phrase, you get the B word, and meant girls don't like you, and you don't have a girlfriend, and I haven't heard about, the B word, being a girl being referred to by the B word, right? Right? So then a kid called me adopted, so then I was like, oh yeah, what you get now? And then I looked at the teacher and I was like, wait, is she using a phone? Right? Because I think Galway last year made a huge, wait, no, a couple teachers made a huge thing last year about, oh, we're not even allowed to use our phones, so neither should you, something like that. So I was like, wait, is she using her phone? But then I was like, never mind, it's none of my business, right? So then I continued, and then she called me, and she was like, oh, what was the last word? So I thought, oh yeah, she must be asking what it means in English. So I was going to say girl dog. So I said girl dog, but then she cut me off when I said girl. I was like girl dog. Then she just cut me off and continued talking, and then sent me to the office, right? Right, and then the next day she called me up, and bro, she was just ruthless, bro. Right? She's like, oh, I already called your dad and told him you were lying. But the thing is, you really didn't have any proof. You were just saying I was lying for no reason, right? Even though, right? And then right? And then she was like, oh, and then I was explaining what was happening, but she wouldn't even let me talk. She was like, just own up to it, own up to it. We know you're lying, right? Maybe they were yelling because, it was loud and we were inside, right? But they also had a kind of a menacing tone. And they're like, just own up to it, just own up to it. We know you did it, we know you did it, we know you did it. So they didn't even give me a chance to explain. They interrupted me like 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times, right? And they wouldn't even let me explain, right? They'll just be like, no, that's a lie. We just own up to it. But then whenever they would be talking and I interrupted like 1 or 2 times, they would just be like, don't interrupt me, right? So yeah, I had to deal with that. And also in history, we had to memorize a short part of the Constitution. Like something was like, we hold each truth to be self-evident, all men are created equal. They are endowed by the Creator with unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving the just power from the consent of the governed. And whenever any government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute a new government. Right? If you want to memorize it, this is what I would do. He gave us a paper, right? And if he doesn't give you a paper, and if your history teacher doesn't give you a paper, ask for it to be printed out, right? Or like just write down the word you're supposed to memorize, right? And then take a picture of it on your phone and then scan the text. What I did was that I took a picture of it, scanned it, and I sent it to my friend, right? So then when I wasn't doing anything in class, I could just look at my watch and memorize it, right? So yeah, right, this is what I would do, right? When it says we hold each truth to be self-evident, all men are created equal, I would stop there and I would say 15 times with looking. I would say we hold each truth to be self-evident, all men are created equal, 15 times, right? Then I would say it 15 more times without looking, right? And then for the next part, it said, they are endowed by the Creator with unalienable rights. I would say that 15 times with looking, and then 15 times without looking, and then I would see the whole thing without looking 7 times. And if I messed up, boom, redo it. Just do that, do that for the whole thing, and I had it memorized. I even had a reminder of it, send it to one of my friends, right? So then I could actually memorize it during class, because we aren't allowed to have our phones out. And also, if you want to know my school's bell schedule, I took a picture of it. Let me just find it. Okay. So on a bell schedule on a regular day, homeroom is 8:10. Yeah, on bell schedule regular day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. 8:10 a.m. through 8:22 a.m. is homeroom. First period is 8:22 a.m. to 9:13 a.m. Second period is to 9:16 a.m. to 10:07 a.m. And then third period is 10:10 a.m. through 11:01 a.m. Then fourth period is 11:04 a.m. to 11:55 a.m. Then fifth period is 11:55 a.m. to 11:25 a.m. Then lunch is 11:20. Wait, let me start over again. Man, it's not easy reading an entire schedule from a small watch screen. Okay, so homeroom is 8:10 a.m. to 8:22 a.m., which I don't even know homeroom is. Then 8:22 a.m. to 9:13 a.m. is first period. Second period is 9:16 a.m. to 10:07 a.m. And then third period is 10:10 a.m. to 11:01 a.m. Then fourth period is 11:04 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. Then fifth period is 11:55 a.m. to 11:25 p.m. Then lunch is 12:25 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then sixth period is 1:03 p.m. to 1:54 p.m. And then seventh period is 1:57 p.m. to 2:48 p.m. And the minimum day, it is first period is 8:10 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. Second period is 8:58 a.m. to 9:43 a.m. Third period is 9:46 a.m. to 10:31 a.m. Fourth period is 10:34 a.m. to 11:19 a.m. Sixth period is 11:22 a.m. to 12:07 p.m. And then lunch is 12:07 p.m. to 11:42 p.m. And then seventh period is 12:45 p.m. to seventh period is 12:45 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. You're wondering why there's no pup time or fifth period? That's because they cut that out. First of all, want to know something? Pup time is barely half a class, right? Let's take a regular class, right? A regular class. Pup time is barely half of a regular class time. I don't know why we even need it. Right, the only reason we probably need is because parents would start complaining, oh, you're letting our kids out too early, even though pup time really has no use. I have PE pup time, and want to know what we do? Half the time, I don't even do anything. I either sit down or walk and play soccer and without even trying, right, and just talk, to like some of my friends there, right? And one time there was a social experiment they did with us. Well, like, we were in our school gym, which isn't a real gym, right? Like the gym you're thinking of, like, oh yeah, there's treadmills and stuff like that. No, it's not like that, right? And they were waiting for us to be quiet, but we kept on talking, right? And then there were these group of girls saying, "Oh guys, you need to be quiet, you need to be quiet." And then they were talking to me, right, specifically saying, "Oh yeah, especially you need to be quiet, you need to be quiet." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna be quiet." And then they went up and they were like, "Oh, I ended up being quiet." But then they were like, and then she was like, the teacher was like, right? And that just continued until, they were just like, okay, you can leave. Like, honestly, what was the point of that? There's no point of pup time PE. And also, pup time just creates extra work. Because in 6th grade, pup time was not graded. Which meant basically, if your pup time teacher did assign you work, you didn't have to do it. Right? Yep, you didn't have to do it. I mean, they could get you in trouble for not doing your work, but my parents wouldn't really care. This is what I would explain to them. Oh yeah, Dad, you know that the class you're talking about, I'm not graded in it. He would be like, wait, what? And I would say, oh yeah, basically we have this thing called 5th period, but it's not graded, right? No matter what I do in there, I won't get a grade on it, right? Which means if I don't do the work in there, I won't get a grade. If I do the work in there, right, and I do the work in pup time, right, I still won't receive a grade, so there's no point. I'm not losing any grades. They're not affecting my grades. I still have regular grades. I still have all A's. They're not affecting any of my other classes, right? Right, they're not affecting any of my other classes, right? They're not affecting my pup time grade because we don't even have a grade in there, right? And I guess the school will realize that, oh yeah, because it's a pup time, right, and it's not graded and it doesn't affect any other classes, parents don't care, right? Because students just tell their parents, oh yeah, we're not even graded and it doesn't affect any of our other grades, right? Right, and we don't even get graded in pup time or any of the pup time classes, right? So I just didn't do it. So then they announced that pup time would be graded, but then it just wasn't. Any of the pup times I got, it wouldn't be graded, right? Right. So yeah, right. But then it actually turns out that they were only grading some pup times. But I had this pup time, I didn't even go to it half the time, Actually, I almost never went there. I think I did. Yeah, no, I never went into that pop time ever. I just never showed up in there. I never went into that pop time, sat down and stuff. According to the students who had the pop time I had, she would assign like 3 to 4 IXLs to do every day or something. Which like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not even gonna get graded. So yeah, so right now in the 8th grade, some pub times are graded. Honestly, you want to know what I would do if I was a parent? I would just say, yeah, just get a C in there, right? Like, pub time really doesn't matter because it's not really teaching you anything useful, right? Like, it's pub time. Come on, it's 5th period. But first, right, how do I say this? First of all, it wasn't even graded in the first place. The only reason they started to grade it is because they realized people wouldn't want to do extra harder work and get nothing out of it. So the only reason they're grading it now is because, you know, we all realize, oh yeah, kids don't have to do that. They're not even graded, and it doesn't affect their other classes, and it causes more stress for them, right? So then I would just say, oh yeah, for like pub time, just get a C on it. If you get a C on pub time, then yeah, I don't care, right? I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed, right? Everything's fine. But if you get a B in it, then I'll reward you. If you get an A in it, then I'll reward you with even greater and bigger stuff, right? Because the only reason they decided to start grading pub time is because they realized, oh yeah, kids won't do extra credit, won't do extra work, right? For a class they don't even get graded in, and it doesn't even affect any of their other classes. So they just started grading it just because, right? Right? So yeah, just get a C in it. If you get an A and B, I'll reward you. If you get an A, I'll reward you even more. If you get an F, I'm gonna take away all your electronics. If you get a D, I'm gonna take away most of your electronics and you won't be able to hang out with your friends. If you get a C, right, then sometimes you won't be able to hang out with your friends. If you get a B, then I'll reward you and everything's fine. If you get an A, right, then amazing, I'll reward you with even greater stuff. Oh yeah, wanna know something? That teacher's just jealous at me, right? Because wanna know something? When you're doing this singing P that's required called twinkling, which I don't even get because first of all, twinkling has like 2 things of wood and then, you know, like 2 like sticks, but we're using PVC pipes, right? But the thing is, I've never heard about twinkling. The only time I've heard about twinkling was in school. I've asked my parents, oh, do you know what twinkling is? And they said, what are you talking about? In school, they never did twinkling, right? Probably because they weren't in the U.S., right? And they've never heard about a twinkling party or ever, right? I could get if we were required to do regular dancing, but twinkling, it's useless. I'm never going to use twinkling in my life. My parents did it. I've asked my relatives.